and Entertainment Committee, a new body charged with designing, coordinating, and delivering a comprehensive Bermuda national events and entertainment calendar for 2026 and for every year thereafter. As the minister responsible for tourism, culture, and sport, I'm often asked, why do events sometimes overlap? How can we better promote what's happening across the island? And more importantly, where can residents and visitors find a clear, reliable source of information about Bermuda's events? While many organizations, publications, and online platforms share pieces of this information, the time has come for a central, trusted hub, one that brings everyone together in a way that is accessible to residents, event planners, as well as visitors alike. The National Events and Entertainment Calendar will be a consolidated schedule of Bermuda's signature events and entertainment activities, those of national cultural, social, sport, or economic significance. This initiative supports our long-term goals of strengthening tourism, boosting the local economy, and celebrating the vibrant culture that sport and others make Bermuda unique. A central calendar will stimulate local spending by offering a clear, year-round view of events that encourage participation from residents and visitors. A central calendar will also support marketing efforts by giving organizers a platform to promote their events more effectively. And a central calendar will enhance the visitor experience by helping travelers to plan their trips around our cultural and sporting highlights. It would also play an important role in the cultural preservation and community engagement. It will showcase Bermuda's traditions, creativity, and heritage. It will provide a one easy to navigate location for all event information. And it will help to avoid scheduling conflicts and ensuring better coordination across all sectors. What is the committee's mandate, you may ask? The committee standing with me today has been tasked with establishing a transparent and inclusive process for event selection. They've been tasked with highlighting Bermuda's culture, heritage, and creativity in ways that support both economic as well as social development. And they've been tasked with ensuring a balanced representation of events across our island's geography, demographics, as well as sectors. The committee will work collaboratively with key government departments, cultural organizations, event planners, and community partners. Together, we will ensure that the national calendar reflects Bermuda's priorities, it strengthens community bonds, and supports growth in both tourism and local participation. The committee will provide a draft national calendar by the 30th of November of 2025. A final national calendar for 2026 will be provided by the 31st of December 2025, and a written report with recommendations to ensure long-term sustainability and continuous improvement of the calendar process. The committee will function in an advisory and coordinating capacity, identifying and recommending events of national significance. While it does not hold independent authority over government funding, it may provide recommendations to myself as appropriate. Members have been appointed for a term ending on the 31st of December 2026, with the possibility for reappointment. This year, the committee will meet weekly until the final calendar is delivered on December 31st, 2025. The committee consists of members that represent the government, the entertainment industry, community organizations, the private sector, the Bermuda Tourism Authority, as well as the Bermuda Hotel Association. I'm pleased to announce the committee members are as follows. Ms. Melissa Luby, who has agreed to chair the committee. Mr. Jalen Harvey, who has agreed to be the deputy chair of this committee. Mr. Nakai Olboy, Ms. Astrid Clark, Mr. Macy O'Dill, who will be an ex officio from the Department of Sport and Recreation. Mr. David Dodwell Jr., a representative of the Bermuda Hotels Association. Mrs. Patrice Frith Hayward, Mr. Russell Griffith, Mr. John Lee Jr., Mr. Kedrick Smith, Ms. Carol Swainson, Mrs. Alicia Tucker, who is an ex officio from the Ministry of Tourism and Transport, Culture and Sport, Mr. Selden Woolridge, and Ms. Jasmine Furbert, who is an ex officio of the Bermuda Tourism Authority. Let me take this opportunity to thank each and every member for graciously accepting the invitation to join this committee. The formation of this committee is the first of what will be an annual initiative. What are the next steps? In the coming weeks, the committee will begin outreach to government departments, cultural groups, event organizers, local businesses, tourism bodies, and community organizations. This collaborative engagement will help shape the national calendar and inform strategies, policies, and recommendations that support its long-term success. I encourage event organizers and promoters to connect with the committee. You will be given a QR code in the coming days. We have a tight timeline. However, with your support, we can deliver a national calendar that reflects our shared commitment to a more connected, a more informed, and a vibrant Bermuda. Thank you.
And thank you, Minister. Members of the media, any questions? Jasmine?
Good morning, Minister. Good morning, committee members. Thank you so much for your announcement, and I'm pretty sure that this is a welcome addition to the tourism sector. I guess my first question would be, um, is this part of a wider strategy to support Bermuda in the seasonality that we have, which has always been somewhat of an obstacle in our tourism sector in maintaining a number of visitors?
Absolutely. And Jasmine, you will know, and others, is that when you are engaging with potential visitors to Bermuda, one of the first questions they say is, well, when is the best time of the year to come? And outside of maybe cup match or outside of a sporting event that we just witnessed, which is the PGA, or if you're a sailing enthusiast, some people may struggle to say, what is the proper time to come? So what this committee is going to do is they're going to lay out the list of events that some of us may not know about or may never heard about, which may actually appeal to individuals that have interests outside of what our personal interest may be. So we're going to put that calendar in place. We're going to put it in multiple locations so that now locals, as well as visitors, as well as travel companies, hotel concierge can say, you know what? We have an official travel calendar, events calendar. Let's look it up. As time goes on, that calendar will be broken up into different categories, whether it be sports, whether it be culture. I know the BTA has an art month, and we're going to be doing in different categories like that. So that is one of the strategies that we're going to get to. And to your ultimate question is, we absolutely believe that individuals, once seeing the calendar, can say, oh, I may not like coming to Bermuda when everyone else does in the middle of the summer, but there are some amazing events in November, December, January, February, and that is actually the time that we would rather come to Bermuda. So not only will it help tourists, but as I said, it will help locals to say, you know what, these are signature events, and we're going to get behind it, and we're going to invite some of our friends, family from overseas to come and be a part of it.
What sort of funding has been allocated to this new committee?
Well, I tell you that the committee is being paid according to the um, you know regular and the standard pay of a board. Some will say it's a minimal stipend, but we appreciate they have taken the time to step up and bring their collective expertise to this committee so that this calendar be can put out. And as I always say, it will be a service to the public. So it's a minimal stipend along the lines of a basic government statutory board.
Can you give us a dollar figure?
I think you can find it if you need.
Okay. Um, Thank you. I just wondered that the board is going to be able to provide recommendations to the ministry. Will they also be tasked with looking at generating events of their own in recommending what Bermuda can offer? I know we hear a lot. Bermudians want live local music. They want events that they can come to, festivals, maybe food and beverage. Is that something that the committee will be looking at?
Well, I will tell you this, that the committee's remit at this point is not there. It is to kind of go out and gather the existing events that are happening in Bermuda and put them into one location so that people know that they are there. You will notice that the individuals on this podium with me also have their own private expertise, and they were put on this committee specifically because of that. So outside of this committee, there are others as well as some on this committee that have extensive expertise, and at the appropriate time we'll be able to come together and maybe give recommendations of where we should be shifting events if we see that there's an outcry for more sporting events. I know since we had the Grand Prix a couple of years ago, some enthusiasts that like track and field are saying, well, what can we do to bring track and field back to our national sports center? So at this time, as you can see, the timelines are very tight. We're focused on getting a calendar up and running as to what we currently have and what's anticipated and what is looking to be an increased 2026 for tourism. That is their immediate remit, and going further recommendations as to what events may look like is something that we will do.
Is it possible to hear from the chair and just if you can share your thoughts or your outlook for the committee and what you hope to do?
Um, First, good afternoon. It's a pleasure. I would definitely say that. Um, as the minister has shared, our remit is pretty tight at the moment to just deliver this calendar, and that is what I will say. Thank you to the committee members already for they've been sending me emails 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night so that we can put this together. The expertise is amazing, and I'm really looking forward to working with them to bring this together. And I think one of the things that we see in moving into the future, per your question, is what are the opportunities as well? I think this calendar, it's not just about putting together something that people can look at it and say, okay, this is what's happening. But when I think of who's sitting on this committee, there's promoters, event planners from all different sections of the art and entertainment event space. And there's an opportunity there to look at what are those holes that we can potentially support others in filling. And so I think that's the part for me personally that as a part of the event landscape in Bermuda, it's a pleasure to
Off the
Go
top
ahead,
of your head, I
Chair.
know you're still in the meeting stages, but do you have an idea of what those gaps might be, where we need to go?
I think automatically one of the things we see is things that cater specifically to children and families. Very easy place to start. That's been one of the major ones. There's opportunity in the culinary space. We do have obviously Taste of Bermuda and other restaurant weeks and stuff like that. But those are 1 month that they are focused on, or 1 week or 1 weekend. So definitely starting with family, kids. But we know that with what we're compiling now, there will be other opportunities for event planners.
Thank you very much. One more question for the minister, if I may segue slightly. We just had the Q3 2025 results from the Bermuda Tourism Authority. Canada was leading the number of arrivals. I think it was up 21%. Are you able to comment on that, or whether you see that as being impacted by what's going on in the U.S.? What did you think when you saw those numbers?
Well, there's a few factors that. First of all, anytime we see increased numbers of individuals trying to come to Bermuda, that is a good thing. And this is not by chance, it was actually by design. We saw some of the global trends that were happening around the world, whether it be politically and otherwise. And we actually set out to engage in the Canadian market. You will see that Bermuda Air and others put on additional flights to the Canadian markets this year, and they were quite successful. You would have seen that the former World Series finalist, the Toronto Blue Jays, was a market where the Bermuda Tourism Authority actually put an activation in place this earlier April when the season started, to try to capture the Toronto market and bring those guests. We had visitors from Travel Edge, which you will know the executive are based in Canada. I've met with them a few times. We've also had different activations from the BTA, and they can speak more to specifically the work that they have done in the Canadian market, specifically Toronto. So I'm happy to see that those figures and those efforts have been and seen in the Q3 report that has recently come out, and we will continue to tap into that market. I think there's a report in today's daily talking about some of the future plans of a specific airline, and it includes that Canadian market. So we're happy. You know, I often go to the Caribbean Tourism Organization meetings, and was happy to see that when they do their reporting, it is similar. That Bermuda tops all destinations in the region for the increase of Canadian tourists coming to this island. So, job well done to the Bermuda Tourism Authority for their efforts, which is sales and marketing, and what we are seeing in the numbers this year, and we're expecting a further increase in 2026.
Thank you.
Afternoon, Minister, and thanks. Yeah, just quickly, I was wondering what the input had been from, and forgive me if I get the name wrong, but I believe it's the Bermuda Entertainment Union on all of this?
Well, that is something that the chair can speak to, is that these organizations, as I seen, if we have not reached out to them yet, the committee will be reaching out to them. The committee, as you've seen in the names that I gave, is a vast committee. And that is because I don't want to overwork anyone. All of them have full-time jobs. So they're going to be reaching out to, and if the Bermuda Entertainment Union has not been contacted at this time, they absolutely will be, because as we know, the input of musicians, all creatives, are very important, especially when we're putting together a local events calendar.
Thanks, sir.
Minister and members of the committee, that concludes our press conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you.